What's going on, everybody? This is Tony here at Converse, and in this video I was tagged to do a challenge to pick my top 5 favorite comic covers of all time. Now, if you're familiar, you know I've already did this once. The first time I was nominated by Trev the Shipping Guru, and this time I was nominated by my buddy Mike SpiderSlayer over at Comic Book Corner 2.0. And I figured, you know, I have a really big comic collection, so it's really hard to like nail down 5 books. And so when Mike tagged me, I was like, oh, what the hell, I'll do it again. I had fun the last time. So here are 5, or I'm gonna cheat again, 7 books that I think are some of my favorite comic book covers of all time. Are they the best, my all-time favorite? Probably not, but they are right up there. So let's get started with this. The first 2 are honorable mentions, like I did the last time. So the first one is going to be Avengers West Coast issue number 102. And what I really like about this cover is, of course, if you're familiar with the book, you know this was the last issue of the main series. The East Coast branch basically dissolved the West Coast branch. And what I really love about this cover is the fact that the U.S. agent, John Walker, is about ready to knock Cap out. And to be honest, I thought he kind of deserved it. Because, you know, when you see the evolution of the John Walker character, he went from being a psycho Captain America to when he became the U.S. agent. He was still a butthole, but he was actually, I started actually liking him. And, of course, everybody knows that when this series ended, it led to Force Works, which honestly didn't last a lot long. But this is still I thought it was a pretty decent cover. The other honorable mention, now, I was going to pick another cover before this. There was actually 2 that came to mind. But I really, really like this cover. This is Daredevil 260. This is during the whole, I don't know what you would call the storyline, but when Typhoid Mary first showed up in the Daredevil books, and Typhoid Mary wanted to kill Daredevil, and then her alter ego Mary started having a relationship with Matt Murdock. I believe it culminated with Typhoid and the Wild Boys. I believe they're the Wild Boys. Basically beat the hell out of Daredevil, throw him off a bridge. But I really love this cover, and it almost got beat out by another cover from the same storyline where it's got Typhoid holding Daredevil underneath some water in a sewer with a blade underneath his neck. I almost picked that one instead, but I really like this cover. I thought it was really detailed. Now let's get to the top 5. Number 5. Now, I'm a big Batman fan. Yeah, it's really hard to pick a favorite Batman cover, but I'm going with a character that I really like, and it's not Batman. So I'm going with Batman 457. This was the first appearance of Tim Drake in the what is now considered the classic, but at that time was new Robin costume. I just love the way Tim looks coming through the window. Scarecrow's looking at him, and I just love the way that looked. Coincidentally, this book has, I don't remember how many different versions, but it's got second printings, first printings. Some of them are denoted by it says new Robin costume or new Robin issue or something on top of it. There are actually error printings where if you open up the book down at the bottom where it has the credits and stuff, it'll say, instead of saying Batman 457, it'll say Batman 000, and for some reason they consider that an error, and this is an error. But I just really love this cover. It's a really great cover, and I was always a big fan of the Tim Drake character since he first appeared in 436. There was a storyline called The Lonely Place of Dying that I just really, really loved. After this issue, the next Robin story was the Robin Limited series, which was really awesome. And I've always loved the Tim Drake character until now. But that is a story for another time. Next up, number 4. Now this one was another hard one. I wanted to pick an X-Men book. but not just any X-Men book, because, you know, I wanted to do, I almost did Uncanny X-Men 251, the iconic Wolverine on the X-Cross, but I figure everybody is going to do that one, or some, at least most people would probably pick that one if they pick an X-Men book. So I picked Uncanny X-Men issue 243. That's part of the Inferno crossover. If I'm not mistaken, it was like one issue before, I guess this would be called the penultimate issue, right before the conclusion. Inferno was my introduction to the X-Men. And to be honest, the cover before, the issue before this, 242, is just an awesome cover as this one. But I love this one where you see like Mr. Sinister's got his hand out, the X-Men are hanging off of it, and you see fire and everything. I thought it was pretty detailed. This is still one of my favorite X-Men storylines ever, is the Inferno. And because I'm a big fan of Mr. Sinister and the Goblin Queen, and I always thought it was pretty good. And to be honest, except for the Dark Phoenix saga, I don't think anything has ever beat it. Alright, number 3. I want to do a Cap book. And looking at these Captain America books, I thought this was probably one of the best covers, and I really do actually love this cover. This is Captain America 272. You see Cap, looks like he's had his ass whooped. He's been thrown out like the trash. You got rats all over him. And this is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first appearance of Vermin. And this is part of a run that I've got of Captain America books. I believe it's 262 to 425. I have a run of from 262 to 425. Just always working on my Cap run. Like I said, and that was a lot of these books when I picked them. I've got 4 main runs I'm always working on, and that's Cap, Uncanny X-Men, Batman, and ASM. I'm always working to build those, and I've got some pretty good runs on 3 of them. I'm trying to tie in the knots on the Batman. But anyway, I thought this was a really awesome cover. Don't know who did it. I don't remember who did most of these, because I'm afraid that if I say a name, I'm going to get it wrong. But because I want to almost say this is a Mike Zeck cover, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. But yeah, this is, look at that. That is a very awesome, badass cover. All right, number 2. Now, this is going to be an Amazing Spider-Man Todd McFarlane cover. You know, spoiler alert. Most people, when they cite, you know, they cite their top favorite Todd covers from Amazing Spider-Man. The first ones that pop up are 298, 299, 300, Spider-Man number 1, Spider-Man number 13, 30, yeah, I think I mentioned 301. 328, I believe it's 328 where he's punching Hulk. That's a really good cover. All of these covers are good. Even the homage to Action Comics number 1, I believe that was issue 306. All of these covers are really good. And to be honest with you, I think just about every single cover that Todd McFarlane did for the Amazing Spider-Man and the Spider-Man run are really good. But there was something about this cover that from the day I bought it off the rack really caught my attention. There was just something about this cover that I was like, man. So this is my favorite Todd McFarlane ASM cover, and I'm hoping to get this in a graded copy one of these days, because this one's been beat up. But this is Amazing Spider-Man 308. I love the fact how Spider-Man looks all darkened. He's holding Taskmaster like he's about to kill him, because in this storyline, he thinks that Taskmaster has kidnapped his wife, Mary Jane, because this is during a whole little trilogy or whatnot where Mary Jane is kidnapped. Peter is going all over New York City trying to find the person that kidnapped his wife, fearing the worst, thinking it was an enemy from the past or somebody that figured out who he was and is, you know, kidnapped Mary Jane. He bumbles apart. He comes upon a institute where Taskmaster is training some people to be super villains. He cleans his clock. I mean, quite easily, to be honest with you. I believe Taskmaster gets away. I don't remember. It's been 20 years since I read the book. But yeah, if I can ever get this in at least an 8 to a 9 graded copy, I'm definitely going to be getting a better looking copy for this for the collection. But I love it. And spoiler alert, the person that kidnapped Mary Jane was the he went all over town looking for her. She was 1 floor down from where they lived. It was the guy that owned the apartment buildings. It wasn't no superpowered superhero, nothing like that. It was just some regular rich dude that had an obsession for Mary Jane. Had nothing to do with Spider-Man at all. Alright, the last book I'm going to show off. I don't own the single issue. I would love to own it because it's one of maybe 5 books I need to complete that storyline as far as first prints go. And it's one of my favorite storylines, and it's an X-Men book. So the number 1 is the Phoenix cover of Uncanny X-Men 135, part of the Dark Phoenix saga. Now, I don't have the first print, so you got my graphic novel, The Dark Phoenix Saga, to give you an idea of what that cover is. And that basically is the cover of Uncanny X-Men 135. I tend to get my numbers mixed up. I hope I'm right. You got Dark Phoenix up, crushing the X-Men logo. I mean, it is a perfect cover. And it actually is, I think the only cover that might come close to this one is maybe X-Men 94. I love the cover for X-Men 94. And I'm sure I could, if I really tried, I could probably pick some others. But as far as the Dark Phoenix Saga goes, this is my favorite cover from the Dark Phoenix Saga storyline. And hopefully one of these days, I don't care what grade, low grade, whatever, I'm going to be able to get it. Because I believe as far as my Dark Phoenix books go, I need 128, which is the first Kitty Pryde, 129, which is the first Dazzler. And then I need 132, 133, and 134. And then I'll have the entire set of the Dark Phoenix Saga. And those books ain't cheap. Well, it just depends on the grade you get, but like, I mean, as far as 128 to 129 goes, I'll have to deal with the lower grade, but low grade is better than no grade. Basically, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank Mike for tagging me, and I honestly ain't going to tag anybody because I can't think of nobody that hasn't already done this already. I mean, so basically, that might be my tag. If you see this video and you want to do this, do it. It's fun. It's fun. And to be honest with you, if I get tagged again, I'll probably do another one. So, who knows. But I want to thank everybody, like I said, for watching this video, for being a part of the Comiverse community. I'm at 203 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. And I'm going to drop another video later on today showing all my new Comic Book Day pickups, and I'm going to be making a big announcement in regards to my 200 subscriber giveaway. Now, I'm not going to be showing off the books I have for the giveaway, but there's something going that's tied in with that 200 subscriber giveaway that I think is pretty awesome. I think I was going to like it. And that video will come out later this afternoon or this evening. And also, I'm working on the next comic book spotlight, which is the Avengers #1 from 1963. So that ought to be a lot of fun. And don't forget that the nominations for the CBC Awards are open now. You can go to www.cbcawards.org for more information and to nominate your favorite YouTube creators. Just spread the word, go out there and nominate who you love. And that's basically it. So until next time, I will see you later. Take it easy. God bless. See you.